Yo, what up, guys? We're soon. I'm bringing you the finale, hopefully. I don't know, but hopefully. I'm in the inner sanctum of Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I'm really, like, excited. I can't wait. Oh yeah, I just pricked myself on that thing and stood over here because it got all red and I heard something like open. I like the hieroglyphics. They're pretty chill. Oh, fuck. Do I have to do the same thing on this other side too? Yeah, alright. I don't like those lights being off at all. Run for it? Yeah, I'm running for it, guys. Ouch. Ouch. Oh shit, here we go, guys. Here we go. The orb chamber. Alexander saw that evening had taken a toll on his friend's mind and barred him from the inner sanctum. He could no longer be trusted to be a part of the ritual. I just sort of... so that means I'm...
I was wondering if you were going to show up. I see Agrippa convinced you to run some errands. Tell me, is everything nice and clear now? Am I the villain? Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa?
The portal is not opened yet? Okay. Ah, fuck. All's good. Wow, all's good. I'm fine. I just stuck my hand in some blue fire and I'm just chill. Talk to me, Alexander. What the fuck? Why are you just chilling while you talk? Come on, bro. Oh, fuck. Jesus. All is still good. Alright, the music's picking up, I think.
Do you see it? A whole other world. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I can finally return home.
No. No.
But you, I am sorry, Daniel. You won't be able to enter. No, you fool! You have ruined us.
Huh? No. Daniel. 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 something gonna happen? Or... Oh. I can move! Whoa.
There he is. Do you see him, Vaya? He deserves so much more.
I see shiny
Please, help him. I know you can. Don't worry, Daniel. It will be all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and let the credits roll because it deserves it. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk a little bit, I guess, about the game in general, like I did at the end of my Limbo series. How I feel about the game, and even if it like cuts back to the beginning, I'm gonna continue. Obviously, every single one of these people that are on this list right here are fantastic. They're wonderful. They're geniuses coming up with a game like this. Now, some people, such as my girlfriend, don't see how Amnesia is scary. And for me, I'm one of those guys that I don't get scared of scary movies often. I don't like gory movies like Saw just because I don't see a point behind it. But scary movies don't scare me because I know it's completely scripted. Yeah, games are scripted too, but it's a little different. But movies are just like you're sitting there watching and it's scripted. You're third person the entire time. Typically, sometimes they throw the camera in front of the person and do a POV, but you know. But what makes Amnesia scary is that, first of all, it's a game, and it puts you in the eyes of someone that is being chased down. I'm just going to go ahead and let this finish before I finish. Maybe there's a secret ending like at the end of movies. Nope, the end. ODN 314. I know what the code is down for that, but yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Loading. Alright, so that was the end of Amnesia. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to talk for at least a little bit. So, it puts you in the eyes of the character. And for me, that's what makes games a lot scarier. Games like BioShock scare the shit out of me, because, you know, I'm this guy underwater, and there's these zombie crazy people that are trying to kill me and coming out of nowhere, and it's me. I'm controlling. I'm the one that decides the fate of this guy. And that's what makes scary games to me scarier than movies. That's why I'm not scared of scary movies. Knowing me, I do not want to be the reason why this person, whether he's fake or not, die. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she's like, whatever, it's just a game. But when that's how I kind of was at first. I'm typically a jumpy guy, so if, like, you know, you watch the first few episodes and I'm like, ah, ah, ah. But after a while, it became predictable, fairly predictable, towards the middle-ish area, probably from about episode 8 to episode 25, it became fairly predictable what was going to happen. And that's why those segments of videos took so long, and I took so many breaks in between that. It became really predictable, and so it wasn't that fun to play for me, but it was still genius, and they should have shook it up a little bit more, how things happen, the monsters not being so dumb. While we're on the topic of monsters, let's just go ahead and talk about them. At the beginning of the game, if you hear anything about the game, or if you, although the picture on the box, I actually saw the box at GameStop, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, the monsters do not look like this. The monsters on the box look ridiculous. I mean, they do actually look like that, but whoever did the graphic design on the box it could have been a lot better. But if you hear anything about the game, obviously you know that there's monsters in it and you're being chased. At the very beginning, you know you're being chased by a shadow, and so behind every corner, behind every gust of wind, whenever it goes dark, you think a monster's going to come out. And when you go back and play the game, I've played the beginning to show friends a little bit, and you realize how much the monsters are scripted, and it's kind of cool, but at the same time not. Like in the wine cellar, when you first come across a monster, at least the second-ish time you can come across a monster, because there's another point before you actually get down into the wine cellar where there could be a monster, but for me, I hid for a while, and so the monster disappeared. And so that was, you know, a thing. Shit, where was I going with that? Oh, scriptedness. But in the wine cellar, actually, if the monster is standing there when you go and pick up that, one of the acids or whatever it is, and the monster comes around the corner, stares you down. When I was showing my girlfriend, or when my girlfriend was playing, she's like, what do I do? And I'm just like, just hide in a corner. And she hid in the wrong corner. She was still in some light. And she eventually just got overcome by insanity and just like fell over and whatnot. But when I was showing two of my friends, I'm like, oh, guess what's gonna happen? They're like, what? And I'm like, a monster's gonna come out, but I'm gonna go and kill his fucking ass. And so I pick up the thing and I turn around and start running towards him, and the monster just starts, once you like start heading towards him, the monster starts shambling away, and it's like, really? Why would it do that? But that's something you just kind of learn through multiple playthroughs. But what makes the game involving is the mouse control. That's the biggest thing for me. How you, in typical games like Skyrim, for example, or Oblivion, or whatever you want to compare it to, typically on most RPGs, you hit a button and go through the door. But with all these little sub doors, or you hit the button and the door opens in most games. But in this, you grab the door and you control how fast or slow it opens. Hence the times, like, if you don't open it far enough, then it just instantly closes again. Hence all my frustration when trying to open up doors, and they're like, hick, 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 because I'm trying to open it up as slowly as possible. Then it makes a loud noise, and I think the monster's going to hear it, and that's just really scary. And that part of the game is just fantastically done, unless it wasn't meant to be done like that. This is probably going to be a pretty long episode. I'm already at 13 minutes, but hey, whatever. I will be going back and showing you the other two endings, just so you guys know. Fuck. What was I gonna say now? Monster. Oh, mouse. Like opening up doors, especially the levers. The levers, although sometimes they felt a little glitchy, because if you came at them on the wrong way, then they wouldn't turn the right way. Like if you're facing, like one of the recent ones where it was like, I'm trying to show you here. I'm actually going to move this so I can see my face a little better. There we go. So there was, it's like facing this way, and I'm trying to crank it that way, even though I should be facing this. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a little glitchy, but at the same time, it really felt like I was doing it. And I think that's what makes you feel connected to Daniel so much, is that you're the one doing it. It's not hit E, Daniel opens the door. It's hold the mouse button and you are going to open the door with your mouse while controlling Daniel. And that, for me, is what really made the game scary, is that you felt, after a while, you felt as if you were Daniel. That's what made the game scary for me. I threw some, puns, stabbing at him a little bit, like, Daniel, just calm down, Daniel. But really, I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. But it really makes you feel involved with the game. Towards the end of the game, you're like I was saying, man, Daniel, you're really fucked up. Once you start realizing that you're a murderer, you really start to think that this guy's like really fucked up. Why am I even playing this guy? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, why am I helping me? Like, if I would found out, I would have been like, well, fuck this. Granted,
there at the very end, you realize, so you're just going for redemption, and you actually kill yourself to stop Alexander from going back. Granted, I'm curious, because I don't know if the other endings are going to be different, or, you know, because there's, I'm going to just spoil it right now. I've read the other two endings. After looking up a little bit, I saw multiple endings. One of them, you just push over the spire thing to where you can't do it, and the other one is where you just sit in that cell when you get ambushed. And I'm really curious as to what happens in those two compared to the end, where I'm pretty sure where, you know, you become them, you reach a higher level, while Alexander just kind of dies. But it's really confusing, like, because of how Alexander is. Do you really see no good in me and only see no evil in Agrippa? That is really controversial. I don't know. Like, I'm really hoping that they touch upon this. And I'm really excited for the other game. Where else was I going? I don't plan on doing any custom stories. I don't. I do plan on playing a machine for a pig, or whatever it is. A pig for a machine? Whatever. The weird named one that I was talking about a few episodes ago. I do plan on playing that. Overall, I'd probably, if you are into the scary genre, I would give Amnesia probably an 8.5 out of 10. The graphics were a little obviously you saw how many times I fell out of the world. That was a little annoying, but no biggie. For how cheap it is, it's like a $20 game. You can get it on Steam for $20. You can now find hard copies for $20. You can get it on sale for Steam for even cheaper, I think, over the winter, like during the holiday times. They had it on sale for $10 there for a little bit. I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk. There's like, I wanted to do a huge review on this, but I just can't think of what I'm wanting to say right now, since I'm doing it on the fly. I'm just rambling on, if you haven't told. I've been able to tell. Like I said, I actually didn't cheat very much. There at the end, the first time I popped up Game Facts, that's where I went. That was actually the first time I looked at it. If you're wondering how I keep myself bright, I just throw a notepad on this screen and it shoots out, and it keeps the rest of the room, you know, still dark. I look over here and it's dark, and I see shadows and that kind of stuff. Yes, my room is purple and teal, if you've been wondering. Oh wait, no, over here, teal, purple. System of a Down poster. Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. If you guys come up with any games that are decent quality, like graphically wise, because if I have no actual connections to the game, I don't like playing games that have bad graphics, to be honest. It's just how I am. But like, if I go play an N64 game, I've played most of those, and I'm like, fuck yeah, N64. And so I have no problem playing those, even though they aren't the best of graphics, because I have ties to them. So if you guys can think of any decent, cheap-ish, decently looking games, I will probably play them. I've been thinking of Dear Esther, but I've read guides, and I'm really conflicted, because like half the population hates the game, because it's really weird, it's really original, and then half of the guys love it, and that's probably because they played the Half-Life 2 mod. So that's basically all, guys. I really got to thank for any of you, Oz, Tyler, if you've watched them, Ashley, if you've watched them all. I really got to thank all three of you for watching all of them. I know you've watched most of them at least. Thank you to anyone else who's actually watched all of them and have made it this far. It's really been appreciative. It's been really fun. It's been a great game, and I'm going to go ahead and record the next two thingamajiggers real quick after I finish this. So thank you so much, guys. Until next time, this has been Bruno Musu, and I'm out.